Good evening, Internet. Welcome back to another night of strange and scary games. I'm Mom, that's Aldous in the background, and tonight we're going to be going through World of Horror. I've wanted to play this game for a bit and just never saw the opportunity for it, so I thought that Halloween would be a good time to go through it. This is a horror roguelite. It is inspired by Junji Ito and Lovecraft and other cosmic horror writers. It is clearly like a retro game, inspired by the old DOS games. We're just going to go through it together. It's been about 3 years since I've played it. Let's do 2-bit. It seems fine. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. Welcome to World of Horror. Important messages will appear here. You found a new item, a straight razor. Can I... equip it? There we go. We found a new item, taiyaki. That's food, right? +1 reason, so I don't want to use that yet, right? I don't know if it heals or not. Alright, where's the map? The story so far. You've been following the weird cult for weeks now, barely surviving the encounter with the skin hag at the nursery. It's a race against time, and you can't rest until our town is safe. Start the mystery. Spine-chilling story of school scissors. Another boy from your school has disappeared. Rumor has it a terrible woman has returned from the grave. Woman with the widest smile and the sharpest scissors. You knew your friend was up to something when he left you his notebook full of cryptic notes. I can send her back to where she belongs, he claimed. After he too disappeared, you decided to study the notebook for clues. It details a ritual that claims to stop the wicked woman once and for all. What's the worst thing that could happen? Your missing friend has left you a notebook. If the rumors are true, to stop the tall woman with scissors, you'll need to perform a ritual to force her material form to appear in our dimension. Accomplishing this requires first the drawing of an eldritch sigil, and then the lighting of holy candles. You can only hope your friend has left them somewhere around the school. So you need the eldritch sigil, and then the lighting of holy candles. So let's explore. Hear a faint sound while walking outside the biology classroom. Inside is an old anatomy model. Its heart is beating. The sight almost makes you sick. Can't really do anything about that. It feels like something horrible is happening within the school. You must hurry and find those items. Blessed chalk not found. Holy candles not found. Tall woman with an unsettling face and twitching lips stops you. I'll be your new biology teacher. Could you help me move some stuff to my new office? Luck check failure. The creepy substitute teacher hands you dusty old biological specimens. The rancid smell of formalin almost makes you drop the jar. Should fetuses have so many legs? -2 stamina. That sucks. Found an additional page from your friend's diary. It seems that the blessed chalk was left in the pool. You must hurry and find it. You enter the damp-smelling sport wing. You notice a backpack drifting on a swimming board in the middle of the pool. Could it be what you were looking for? You enter the pool and start swimming towards the backpack. Suddenly, the water turns murky and you realize you're not alone in the pool. A bloated figure emerges from the murky water, blocking our only way out of the pool. During each turn, you'll build a sequence of attacks and moves from the action ring, B. Once you've filled the sequence bar, C, press the launch sequence to finish your turn. So I wanted to kick. I guess I can only kick 3 times is what it wants me to do. I'm at 12. With time, you will discover new combat moves available through the action filter A. What? Does this say? Support actions. But first you need a weapon. Find and choose an action called Look for an Improvised Weapon. But I have a weapon. And I can only use it once. What's my highest stat? Perception is my highest stat. We did it. Resolve combat. You found Blessed Chalk, which you can use to draw the sigil in your ritual. You copy the sigil as best you can on the blackboard. Hopefully it'll be enough. How do I see the... Friend's Diary. Sigil can weaken the demon for a while. So it's like a triangle, and then it's like a little loop. Upside down triangle. Then a little loop. Okay. That looks correct. We still need the holy candles. As you enter the school gym, you notice a strange black doll propped up against the wall. I don't have the perk that I need to explore it, so... Against your better judgment, you approach the doll. What you see makes you gasp in horror. The doll isn't a doll. Your sudden movement causes tiny black spiders to flee, revealing a white, half-eaten corpse. Resolve this event. Sound of scissors is getting louder. You must hurry. We haven't found the holy candles. What can I do? We just did this one. Come on. You found the holy candles in your friend's backpack. You lit them as instructed by the notebook. Everything is ready for the ritual. Wait, what was that? You take a step back as a writhing amorphous mass slowly takes shape. Soon it becomes a tall, woman-like creature with 3 faces, all connected by a wide smile. Now it is your chance to fight and defeat this horror. It is also your only chance. Twisting and twitching, the demon woman enters the classroom, cackling menacingly. Am I beautiful? What is... So I can attack boost. Strong attack and then attack. You've defeated Scissorwoman, plus 15 EXP. The ancient horror lies dead on the classroom floor, slowly dissolving into nothingness. You find your friend, gravely wounded but alive. You help him up, and both of you limp away from the school as the police sirens get louder. Spine-chilling story of school scissors, ending A. The horror is over, for now. Your playthrough lasted 8:14. That's not the only mystery plaguing this town. You must continue your investigation. Alright, so that was just the tutorial, basically, so we're going to go through a real run now, I think. I don't remember the actual, like, sequence of events. So I left my streaming shirt over on my side table next to a can of coffee. And so it smells very much like coffee grounds now. I don't remember Okay, this option will prepare you the standard skeptic playthrough for you, allowing you to start your game without worrying about in-depth stuff for now. The thing forsaken by God. Banished to the other dimension a long time ago, Goizo has found a way to use mirrors to ensnare and teleport its prey straight through reflective glass. The glimpses behind your reflections are just the beginning of a real nightmare. Old God's rule, resting at home raises doom. Backstory, World of Horror. Character exclusive perk cards only. Welcome to World of Horror. Important messages will appear here. It's not my first time playing, but I don't remember all the details. No. Check your mailbox, it's empty. You're not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. We have a red yarn board. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence your yet unsolved mysteries. Alright, so... I guess let's just go from left to right. Is this not a mystery? Bizarre bruits of the blood-curdling botanist. Your neighbor asked you to help. Her husband, Shiro-san, has gone missing. She is worried it might be connected with the new fertilizer he ordered from Tokyo. Where is he, and why would he need so much fertilizer? Is he gonna blow up a pipeline? To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location rules may change. Got it. Investigate the school location twice to complete this quest. You've got the business card of a gardening company where the missing man was working. Maybe some of his colleagues could tell you something useful. We don't have any weapons or anything. Do we have any money? I guess we don't have any money. Venetian society? That pair has been following you since morning. You finally managed to lose them, but you can't shake the feeling that it will only get worse. Investigation is taking a toll on you. You start to miss the most obvious leads. While the dispatch order is stained with a foul-smelling liquid, you think you can make out the address, at least part of it. The house is somewhere in the nearby forest. This trail to an abandoned Shinto shrine is overgrown and steep. However, it could be an important place to investigate. Take the safe route. Taking the safe route costs you time, but you get to the top without incident. Burnt-out candle wax and dried blood around the shrine mean a new, sinister cult has claimed this location, plus 5 EXP. A woman bumps into you as she runs from a beauty parlor. Before you can say anything, you notice her face. She's carved out her own eyes. If I can't see it, she cries, it can't see me, right? You shudder, seeing a faint vision of Goizo reflected in the beauty parlor's mirrors. You stumble upon a half-eaten deer carcass. Following a trail of rotten fruit, you stumble on a small forest shrine. It's probably dedicated to some local spirit. The small statue looks alien and menacing. We should pray to it, right? Perception check success. Kneeling by the shrine, you discover a small piece of paper tucked behind the statue. It's said that a famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps his mysticism has seeped into it. Knowledge check failure. You feel you've attracted the attention of something terrible, plus 2 doom. So we're at doom 14 right now. The dirt road you've been following suddenly ends. You have to go back. The suspicious group you've been following is gathered in a nearby forest. They're enacting some sort of ritual and clearing up ahead. The only nearby vantage point is a large rock. Strength check success. You manage to see some of the faces and hear the names of the group. A sudden storm forces you to find shelter in a nearby cave. Looking around, you discover strange markings on the cave's walls. Knowledge check success. You recognize the strange symbols and connect them to the horrors plaguing your town, plus 5 experience. When do we get to, level up? We don't have enough experience. Overgrown mansion. Finally, after what felt like hours of following the dirt road, you find the old mansion. It's completely overgrown with plants you've never seen before. In front of the mansion, there's a gardening company minivan filled with boxes. Slowly, you enter the building with caution. You stand in the middle of the room when suddenly the floor gives way and you fall down to the basement. Falling through the hole in the floor, you find yourself in an overgrown basement. In the corner lies a man you recognize. It's Shiro-san, the missing gardener. You must help him escape this cursed place. Plants are attacking you. You must protect this injured Shiro-san and lead him to safety. He will continue to lose health every turn. So he's got 12 HP. Turn 2 begins. 3 begins. I'm going to protect him and then lead him. Let's lead twice one more time, and then I'll protect him the next time. God, I'm going to run out of health before we get out of here. Did we do it? Successfully run from Shiro-san. I think we were running with Shiro-san, weren't we? Plants continue to attack as you and the gardener flee from the forest, only to suddenly stop when you reach the city limits. You manage to call an ambulance from a phone booth, but lose consciousness before it arrives. You wake up in a hospital, your wounds treated. When asked about Shiro-san, the doctors are puzzled. You were the only person they found. The gardener is missing to this day. Ending C. Rewards for solving this mystery, plus 30 experience. There's still hope, minus 5 doom. Tireless, plus 1 reason. Time passes 1 day. The old god stirs. Price hike. Preparing for the worst, people are stocking up on everything, making it harder for you to find what you want. That sucks. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? Take the key. I want to take a bath, I think. Extra reason, small experience, or stamina. Let's get our stamina back. So we're at 8 stamina, which is not great. One of our neighbors is peeking at us. That's also not great. Do we have anything in storage? We don't. We can't take a shower. Yeah, we've already taken a bath. TV host is gutting a big octopus. At least that's what she claims, but there are way too many tentacles. What action? Okay. Let's go ahead and start a new mystery. Horrible history of household hell. There are many old mansions around this town. OOO Manor is one of them. Supposedly haunted by a family of 4 who disappeared without a trace one summer. But is it the only tragic event that took place there? So we can explore the seaside twice to get this quest done. I want to do that. You decide to enter a small, shady bar on the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you in your quest. However, persuading them to do so might prove difficult. Charisma check success. You catch the fishermen in a good mood. They tell you tales of sunken cities inhabited by underwater things with too many legs. +5 experience, -1 reason. And then let's go ahead and do that again. Walking on the beach, you discover a giant charred pit. As you wonder what was burned here and why, you hear a crackling sound getting louder, as everything around you becomes scorching hot. Oh, hi. I want to find a weapon, and then I want to attack you. No, I can't do that. Enemy doesn't do anything. Oh, this enemy is incorporeal. That's why I can't do anything. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a bow. Ritual is too long to have an effect. Ritual is too short to have an effect. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Burning Man suddenly stands still. Nothing happens. You think you got one ritual movement right. Bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bow, 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 bow. Clap. Your health dropped too low. Dead. You defeated the Burning Man, +7 experience. My face is gone. Wait, what's that? Pick it up. You found an item, corpse dust. Resisting the unknown horror was taking its toll on your health. Weakened, you finally succumb to your injuries alone. As the dust settles upon your eyes, reality starts to crumble. Old God is ready to return once more. Alright, chosen timeline A. Goizo. 13%. Alright, let's do another run. New story. Goizo again. Mailbox is empty. Let's get some experience. Once a year, a ramen shop appears where there was once an alleyway. The ramen sold inside is made from its former patrons, but can cure any health problems. Don't think I want to go there. There's a ominous pair of eyes at the end of our hallway. Horrible history of household hell is what we were doing before, right? Yeah. So let's go to the school. You have to find the mansion first. A trip to the library may shed some light on it. You try to avoid mirrors, afraid of what could be waiting for you on the other side. Do we have any money or anything? We don't. I like that the, is it a Shiba Inu? I like that the shopkeeper is a dog. Alright, let's investigate. While you walk through the crowded space, someone bumps into you and quickly apologizes. Before you realize that your wallet is gone, before you realize your wallet is missing, the thief is long gone. I don't understand what they took though, because I didn't have any money. You will need a strong rope to enter the mansion through the high window. You can't shake the feeling that these small dock buildings hide some terrible secrets. Plus 2% doom. We've already beaten our doom from the last run. You make it through the window. This is the abandoned mansion your friends have talked about. Let's explore it. You feel watched. We don't have the holy candle. You retreat from the room, -2 reason. Let's start in the center. You find a heavy tome wrapped in a moth-eaten black velvet and an old locked cabinet. When you remove the book's wrappings, you recoil in disgust. It's bound in human flesh. Do you read it? Your head swims with countless blasphemous voices. You got a curse. Keep looking for a key. Countless spoons fly out of a cupboard when a ghastly figure materializes in the middle of the room. You can't help but smile, +1 reason. I got a branch. Oh, it's incorporeal again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 2 bows and 3 claps. And I think the last one is a bow. That was very wrong. Okay. Does that do anything? No, just got attacked. I don't remember what I have tried or not. So it's 3 claps, it's 1 bow, or 2 bows. I'm so confused. You defeated Rumu Ghost. That took a lot out of us. Corpses are strung up on wire, like macabre marionettes with painted smiles and rosy cheeks, minus 2 reason. Feeling like you are on the brink of losing your mind, you decide to visit your parents' old friend, Father Yasuki. "Hey, kiddo," says the priest who's currently moving some boxes in and out of the church building. "Could you lend me a hand?" Don't overwork yourself. You only pick up the smallest boxes, but the whole thing takes more time than you expected. Afterwards, Father Yasuki invites you inside for a cup of hot tea and home-baked cookies made by one of the parishioners. You explain your situation to him. The priest listens, letting you vent all your doubts and anxiety. Plus 3 reason, plus 2 doom. I don't understand why that happened at the mansion. The round window of the Crooked Manor Tower is calling you. You feel your strength drain away as you stare at the bright light. Just one glimpse of the eldritch landscape is enough. You manage to cover your eyes and move to where you can't see the damned window. You feel sick, but at least you're safe, for now. What's our experience at? 45? Dark forces scheme against you. You don't know who you can trust anymore, plus curse. We're getting really unlucky this run. There's a local legend about a heartbroken seamstress. One stormy night, she broke into a local inn and stitched the unsuspecting guests together. Her final gruesome artwork. But that's just a legend, right? I found you at last. You aren't sure what to expect. The sturdy door to the study opened with a creak. The sturdy door to the study opens with a creak. The dark, dusty room is empty, but something feels wrong. A faint draft, perhaps. You move the rodden carpet aside to reveal a secret passageway cut directly into the cliff rock. Following a strange song, you discover a hidden passage that leads you to an underground chamber connected to the sea. You can't find the source of the sounds, but then it hits you. The acoustics of this place make the waves sound like the most beautiful serenade. Mesmerized, you step closer to the stone altar at the end of the room. Unholy chants coming from the caves connected to the mansion must have driven the family insane. With no connection to the outside world, they fed on what they had, themselves. However, this doesn't explain the fresh corpses and what tracks around the altar. Horrible history of household hell, ending C. Rewards for solving this mystery, plus 30 experience. Can we see... Got 49 experience. There's still hope, minus 5 doom, tireless, plus 1 reason, time passes 1 day. Can't get a level up yet. The imposing shadow cast by the old lighthouse is getting longer each day. Find the key. How are we doing? We could use some reason. Nothing weird. We are shocked by what she did. Her voice was always so calm. Alright, so we got that one. Rancid Ramen, Chronicle of a Crimson Cape, Tragic Tale of a Thaumaturgy Teacher. I guess let's go ahead and do the Crimson Cape. A new game is spreading among your friends. A dare to stay in the unused school restroom after classes. A dare to meet Akamanto. One of your friends says he doesn't believe in curses, and he intends to complete the dangerous dare. Where do you get gossip from? Is that in the schoolyard? She hasn't come to school since last week. Yesterday, she told me she saw it again. Shouldn't that have given us the thing? The corridor is flooded by a black sludge that's slowly oozing from underneath the door of the chemistry classroom. A damp, moldy stench grows as you get closer. How are you going to get to the other side? Take a detour? Better safe than sorry. You take the stairs up to another floor to avoid the sludge. You reported it to your principal, who promises he will take care of it. With your friends safe for now, you should look into a legend. Maybe records in the city's library make mention of Akamanto. It's been almost a year since a childhood friend moved away to another city. He left suddenly without even saying goodbye. In a recent letter, he apologized for the disappearance and asked you to remove the furniture from his flat because he wanted to sell it. In the envelope, you find a key to his apartment. You find another letter behind a wardrobe. It explains that the reason your friend left was that the shadow people were stalking him. You shudder when you realize you haven't seen the moving company truck driver's face. You read a story about a vengeful samurai known for wearing crimson red cape. It's an interesting find for sure, but you need to find more information. Carefully enter the biology classroom. The room seems empty at first until you switch the lights on. You gasp in horror. Lying in a pool of blood is one of the teachers, with a fruit knife in their hand. There's a jar of formaldehyde on the nearest table. Mesmerized by the spiral pattern on the sea creature's skin, you step over the dead body and come closer, and then the voices start. What am I doing? Everything in the classroom starts to waver. You have a concussion. You've defeated Forgotten Specimen. You found an item, lump of flesh. You've gained a new status. Insmasu, look. Ocean is calling. Chance of a negative effect with each seaside investigation. One of the articles mentions a young doctor who performed life-saving surgery on a victim of brutal assault. The assault happened in a toilet stall. Maybe he still works at the hospital and can share some information. As part of the therapy, some patients took part in art classes. Some of their work fills you with dread, minus 2 reason. You learn that the doctor suddenly left the hospital after the latest murder, taking all of the records with him. Why would he do that? That's not the only bad news. Your friend didn't come to school today, and another body has supposedly been found. With the trail growing cold, it might be time for a different approach. Could a similar case have occurred in the past? A trip to the library might be a good idea. It was a complete waste of time. You've spent the whole day reading about cute dogs, giant vegetables, and the occasional accident. You find nothing related to the case at hand. Principal has ordered the school to be closed down for the investigation. Investigation is starting to take a toll on your health. You feel like you're about to fall asleep standing up. How do you address your weakened state? The double frap is a nice pick-me-up. -1 funds. Where are our funds? Because I thought these were our funds, but I guess not. Hey, we leveled up. Let's definitely get more reason. And then what do we do? We should get more knowledge. What is the... Oh. Art knowledge, discipline, or fast swimmer? Let's do discipline. Yeah, let's do discipline and reason. Alright, that should keep us alive for a little bit. We've already done that one. There's no turning back now. You step into the last stall and close the door behind you. You wait in the stall, trying to be as quiet as possible. Suddenly, squish, squeak. You hear the sound of a rubber boots as an unknown liquid drips on the tiles. You can see the top of his head. He's taller than any man you've ever seen. The door slowly opens. A masked man dressed in a red coat, clearly too tall for the ceiling, emerges from outside. Tell me, his voice sounds like a faulty radio. Would you like red paper or blue paper? I don't know this urban legend. Red paper? Is red paper going to be bloody? Let's do blue paper. Tall man in the red coat grabs you by your neck and starts choking you. You kick him and rush to the door. You hear a click coming from the door's direction. You're locked in here with this crazy man. He has 27 health? Why does he have so much health? Yeah, we're gonna die. Yeah, we're dead. You found a new item, Crestfallen Mask. Time skip. What? I'd have sworn it was Monday, not Tuesday, right? Got another key. We're dead. Why are we still walking around? I think we should get some stamina back. What's that? Once a year, a ramen shop. We already saw that one. I guess let's just go until it tells us to stop. We've got the rancid ramen or the thaumaturgy teacher. Let's do the rancid ramen. Out of thin air, a brand new ramen restaurant opens in town. It's adored by everyone. Yep, okay, there we go. Where are we at? 46. Guizo again. Let's get experience. Did I do the right one? Some of our readers report a strange tall man dressed in white taking the metro after dark, apparently stalking lone passengers. Please take care and avoid traveling alone. Someone is standing in the shadow. Freaky feature or found footage. Let's do that one. 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about local folklores and legends of the nearby forest. Now, on the first anniversary of their disappearance, a suspicious man has started asking questions. He claims to be a private investigator hired by the parents of the students. Except the parents of your friends didn't hire him. Who is he, and what did the students discover out there? 3 students disappeared in the process of making a documentary about a local folklore. Maybe you'll find a clue about their last known whereabouts in the school's newspaper. Possible angles and seemingly moving lines make your head spin. How is this possible? Notes mention a village not far from your town. You decide to take a bus. Getting closer, you can't help but notice the large number of trees that have suddenly died. What happened here? So it's been almost a year since childhood friend. We've already done this one. Everyone in the village is unsettlingly friendly. An old farmer points you to an old stone. The missing group supposedly started their forest trip there. Travel to the village. You had no idea that the funeral you've been invited to would end with the guests slashing their hands to feed the deceased with their blood. You stay at the back, shocked by how grotesque it is. Suddenly, the guests turn their heads in your direction. It's your turn now. As gruesome as it is, it's still a tradition. However, you can't shake the feeling that the deceased smiled slightly as you carefully cut your hand. Alright, we've got 12 of these now. Trees overhead block the sunlight and you begin to feel gloomy. You are surprised to find a well-dressed man sitting on a rock in the middle of a forest. When you get closer, however, you discover that he's wearing a realistic mask that falls on the ground. Do you have a moment to speak about this product? Got a bottle. And he's dead. That was really good combat. You have a feeling someone is following you. Parasitic organism burrows under the bark, undulating slowly. The bark is flabby and sticky. It makes you recoil in horror. You discover an old campsite located in the edge of a small clearing. The tent has been knocked down, and the food and utensils have been scattered everywhere. Footprints and tracks suggest a fight. The owner of the tent must have been dragged by 2 unknown attackers into the woods. You follow the faint sound to a telephone line pole. The moment you notice giant hairy balls underneath it, they start to twitch and rise. Didn't like that sentence. Totoro? Prepare, heavy, and then attack. Prepare, heavy, and then just regular. Prepare, heavy, regular. Now we just have to hit him once. 12 experience. All the paths look the same. Are you lost? While wandering through the woods, you discover strange carvings on one of the trees, and by the look of them, they were made recently. Could they be connected with the current mystery? +2 doom. We need more knowledge. Hashtag knowledge. The suspicious group you've been following is gathered in a nearby forest. They've enacted some sort of ritual in a clearing up ahead. Only nearby vantage point is large rock. Failure. We got a success last time we did that. A wet splash behind you makes you stop. You slowly turn around to see a young girl sluggishly walking in your direction. In her eyeball, there's a swarm of disgusting worms. One of them falls to the floor with a wet splash. 16. Easy. I tried. The rumored witch house seems empty. In the basement, however, you find a camera pointed at a large hole in the ground. On the table next to the camera, you see 3 cassettes, each titled after one of the missing friends. Then you hear a curious sound coming from the hole. Let's peek. You kneel down and lean forward to see what's inside the hole. It takes a while to process what you are looking at. It's a gigantic eye staring right at you. Hypnotized, you continue to lean in, feeling weaker and weaker as the gargantuan beast lures you in. At the very last moment, the suspicious tall man grabs you by the collar. He explains he is part of a cult protecting the house and the mysterious entity below it. You've got a bigger purpose than to die here, he says, before knocking you out. You wake up a few hours later on a bus heading back to your town. Freaky feature of the found footage, ending B. Rewards, we got an eye, the forest is restless. Knowledge is key, plus 30% experience. There's still hope, -5 doom. Tireless, +1 reason, stamina, and then time passes 1 day. What is this eye that we got? Additional combat damage, that's not good. Local scientists are baffled. An unprecedented aurora-like event has bathed the entire town in an unnatural green glow. You don't see anything weird. Strange tall man, we saw that one. How am I doing? Let's get some reason back. Okay then. Mr. Captain. Sorrowful Saga of the Moonlight Sailors. Began with one fisherman who dragged something truly awful from the belly of the ocean, a dark writhing ooze that mesmerized him beyond control. He hid himself away for a week, adoring it, not to be seen until one moonlit night, when a young girl spotted his boat drifting away, a single lantern swinging at the helm, and the captivated fisherman singing eerily to his catch. Now more and more fishermen have begun to find the vile ooze in their nets, and one by one they are disappearing. Soon the ocean will have taken them all. You start your investigation, hoping to overhear some rumors at the fish market. Something is wrong. You don't see anyone on the street, and you could have sworn it was crowded just a minute ago. You'd better hurry out of here. You're pleasantly surprised to meet your old friend while waiting for a train. She's undoubtedly changed a lot since you've last seen her. These days, she's moderating a web forum dedicated to the paranormal. Maybe she knows something useful. In between conspiracy theories and Bigfoot sightings, you hear a worrying rumor about an old god slowly awakening to rule the earth once again. Could this be the reason for the recent horrific events? Let's level up. Yeah, let's get that knowledge, and then let's get some reason. There we go. I feel better now. When you arrive at the fisherman's house, it stands long vacated. Peering in through the dusty window, you recoil in shock. Investigate mansion. In the mirror, you catch a glimpse of something that shouldn't be there. Fisherman's wife lies in the kitchen, mutilated and covered with black marks. Hearing a shuffling sound coming from behind a wardrobe, you decide to push it out of the way. You discover a niche in the wall. Someone has put 3 dusty dolls in there. When you try to reach and grab one, however, they jump off and scatter around the room, giggling. Can I attack these ones? I can. 21 health. Missed the attack. I think prepare, strong attack, regular attack is the best. Because you just get that guaranteed damage. Surely someone else must have caught one of these. You lurk around hoping to spot one of them. Oh, there's our funds. I see. 6 funds. Eldritch entities, +1 perception. Is this better? I mean, that's clearly better. Let's get that. You can't shake the feeling that these small dock buildings hide some terrible secrets. The young man has glassy eyes and mumbles his replies as he caresses his catch. Didn't like that sentence either. The beating movements of his arm disturbs you. Walking on the beach, you discover a giant charred pit. As you wonder what was burned here and why, you hear a crackling sound getting louder as everything around you becomes scorching hot. This is one of the prey guys, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two ritual moves right. So it's 3 claps, or it's 2 claps, 3 bows. Got 1 ritual move right. So let's try clap, clap, bow, bow, bow. You've defeated Burning Man. We did it! Burning Man is no more. +20 experience, -2 luck. What's our luck at? I don't see our luck. We don't need to use that yet. We can sell that for funds. Okay. After a slow interrogation, the young man manages to stutter out something about an organized fishing trip. Crabs are feasting on a bloated corpse, carried to the beach by waves. Inside the man's pocket, you find documents. They're all strangely dry. Did the man really drown, or was he brought here? You slip out at night and race towards the beach, terrified of what comes next. Full moon shines bright in the cloudless night sky. The ink-black ocean waves glimmer eerily. All the residents have drawn their shutters tight and locked their doors. Your footsteps are silent in the sand. The only audible sounds are your ragged breathing and pounding heartbeat. You arrive at the water's edge, breathless. The possessed fishermen's boats fill the horizon with their light. Tiny yellow spots navigating across the dark ocean under a dark sky. You cannot make out the figures on board. Hypnotized, you watch as they bob their way out of the harbor. Their lanterns move farther and farther away, and you hear an odd chanting slowly fade with the wind. You stand in the cold until the final boat is out of sight, and it is pitch black again. There's nothing to do now. You head home, the weird chant still in your head. No one spoke of the fishermen after they sailed off. Grieving mothers would not let their children anywhere near that cursed beach. Over time, people forgot the last time they saw a boat out on the waves. Ending B. New events available, 30%, plus 30 experience, minus 5 doom, plus 1 reason, and stamina, and time passes. The imposing shadow cast by the old lighthouse is getting longer each day. What does that actually do? Is that just a rest penalty? Got another key. Let's take a bath. We need some more stamina. We've seen the ramen shop. Our neighbor is being creepy again. Alright, so we did these two. So we've got the thaumaturgy teacher and the fear festival. Let's do the teacher. 2B used to be one of the most outstanding classes in the school, at least before their teacher's disappearance. Her replacement glides through the school, entrancing all of those around her with her soft voice and calming, emotionless eyes. Now she stands at the front of the class, scribbling occult symbols in chalk and hissing lessons about the old gods. The children no longer play, but sit in their seats until dark, chanting along, learning of their eldritch masters and preparing to serve them. Following a rumor, you visit the house of a schoolgirl who acted really strange in class. The girl's parents sit crying in the living room and fearfully point you upstairs. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of the line puts an accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? You put down the phone, a little shaken up. Just how many people did that odd man call today? She sits in her bedroom in a bloodstained uniform, a dead rat lying in her hands. Asked why she killed it, she just grins. While looking around a ransacked room of your recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a woman. Her skin is a ghastly pale color. The scene is disturbing. You struggle to look at it. Minus 2 reason. Intimidated by the unsettling portrait, you're haunted by nightmares. Another lead, the former teacher of the class may prove more useful. Knocking on their door, however, gets you no answer, just subtle chittering behind the door. Following a weird light, you enter an abandoned village building. The whole room is illuminated by countless paper lanterns in many colors. One lantern, however, begins to get closer. Alright, combat. This is another one of the prey guys. So 5 claps. So it's 3 bows and 2 claps. All right. You've defeated Human Lantern. Let's go ahead and level up again. Outdoorsman, +1 luck. Let's do art knowledge and stamina. Do we have any injuries? We have a burn. While taking an elevator, you get a terrible feeling as if something bad is about to happen. The elevator doors open. Elevator doors open, revealing a hospital corridor. What is our discharge summary? Discard gives us +20 experience. I guess let's just do that. Okay. You find him in the hospital covered in bites. Just what is this whole summoning that he speaks of between his sobs? Someone has been branding the patients with occult symbols, branded like cattle. Are they preparing a feast for their eldritch masters? With no other ideas, you decide to wait outside the school itself. Hearing footsteps behind you, you realize you aren't the only student here. A girl wearing a demon's mask starts giggling as she gets closer. Alright, is this an actual fight? It is, okay. 12 health, that's not too bad. Alright, one shot. You've defeated Young Witch. You found an item, a box cutter. Broken. That's worse than our crowbar, right? Yeah. Can we sell this? +0 funds. I guess we don't need to do anything with it yet. The faint chanting doesn't stop and no one enters or leaves the building. Tall woman with an unsettling face and twitching lips stops you. I'll be your new biology teacher. Could you help me move some stuff to my new office? She suddenly grabs your hand. Oh, I insist. That was awful. You hear a scream coming from the school. It's time to enter. You sneak in through the window and skulk across the shadowy corridors. All the classrooms have emptied out. Peering into one, you spot the corpse of a teacher nailed to a chalkboard. Shaking, you approach it. You spot an odd bulge protruding from his stomach. It writhes against your fingers as you probe it. Suddenly, the teacher's chest rips open, showering the classroom with gore. From within, a child coated in meat and intestines leaps out, screeching with joy. What is this? Gore-covered student. 18. Easy. As you near the gym hall, the chanting and rhythmic drums grow louder, threatening to intoxicate you. You creak the door open and stifle a scream. The entire school is gathered around a huge portal surrounded by black candles. From within, the bellowing of the beasts being summoned echoes. The teacher stands at the front, covered in a purple robe, her true form revealed. 42 HP. That's not great. What's happening? Why can't I attack her? So what am I doing? Oh, attacking the teacher, I see. You've defeated Shiokawa School. With her dying scream, the teacher throws herself into the portal, dragging the children with her. Her vicious master shows no mercy. You hear it devour them all before the connection shuts. The children will no longer harm anyone, but their parents will weep for them. Tragic tale of the thaumaturgy teacher, ending B. 30 experience. We're almost at the next level. -5 doom, +1 reason stamina, and then 1 day passes. Oh, we're already at it. Cool. Quick thinking. +1 dexterity. Yeah, let's do that one. And then how are we doing? We're pretty solid just across the board. I guess we could get more. Guess we could get more strength. Do we do double dexterity? 10 dexterity is probably good, right? There's something wrong with the tap water. It is black and oily and glistening, smelling like death. You hope it's just a temporary issue. Got another key. Demolition of an old inner-city shrine has resulted in an array of unfortunate accidents, and most recently, the death of 6 people suspected of arson. They still didn't fix the water problem. It is black and oily and glistening. No way you're going to wash yourself in that. Someone is standing in the shadow watching your door. Alright, what are we doing? We've got this one. Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival. Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival. Your aunt has sent you a letter inviting you for a curious-sounding festival. It's held every 27 years in a small village. You don't like the sound of it, but your parents both agree. You need a break from all the stress. Inside the letter, there's a bus ticket. What's the worst thing that could happen, you ask yourself as you board the bus? Today's goal, explore the weird village. Just when you thought your stomach couldn't handle it anymore, the janky old bus stops at its destination. You get up and take a deep breath before looking around. It's a small village and the nearby fields are surrounded by a thick forest. Someone is waiting for you? A fat man wearing a dusty overalls approaches you. It's the inn owner who promised to pick you up. Following close behind him, your eyes are drawn to his hands, which are so deformed they resemble claws more than hands. Your group has arrived in the village and is currently unpacking at the inn, giving you some time to explore. The festival begins in the evening. To progress this mystery, choose actions that will advance the clock. As you learn about the terrible secret of this village, more actions will unlock. Your reflection twists and shimmers when you're not looking at it directly. Guizo is getting closer. That's not a good one. Chance of losing stamina each time you lose reason. Let's advance the clock. An old priest is performing a ritual to appease a local demon imprisoned underground. You're invited to join them. You've read about the ritual. Following the intricate pattern of steps, bows, and claps isn't a problem for you. Once the ritual ends, the priest thanks you and hands over an item. You got a cursed doll. Use deals 4 to 6 damage. Cost 1 to 2 stamina. Creepy. Alright, explore the weird village. No one answers when you knock at Professor Takeuchi's door. This is odd since he's usually punctual about his appointments. The smell of blood tells you something's wrong, and you quickly open the door and enter. There's no sign of the professor, but the quantity of blood everywhere leaves little doubt about what happened. But how? And why? You search the room but can't find anything. The sound of police sirens forces you to jump through a broken window and you're injured. Fractured ribs, -1 dexterity. That sucks. A weird sound wakes you up. You step closer to the window and look out. You can't see anything and get ready to go back to bed when suddenly the moon comes from behind the thick clouds. 3 hooded figures are standing at the forest edge. One by one, they light the torches and disappear behind the trees. What was that about? They all wore strange masks. Should you follow them into the forest or try to find more information about the festival? Weird sounds coming from the forest kept you up at night. What could it mean? What advances the clock? So should we explore the forest or should we advance the clock? Let's advance the clock. Unseasonal floods have closed many of the roads. You wasted a lot of time looking for a safe path. This trail to an abandoned Shinto shrine is overgrown and steep. However, it could be an important place to investigate. +5 experience. Something is watching you from behind the trees. In an otherwise bleak village, the look of the most beautiful flower patch surprises you. As you get closer to compliment the gardener, you stop, hearing weird sniffling sounds. Sniffling gardener. He's almost dead. So we're at 12. That's not too bad. Shovel. 2-handed, strong. Speed 120, chance to hit 60. It's not as good as the crowbar. Going back to the inn, you overhear 2 masked villagers. They are talking about something, awakening at the next dawn. You wonder what's up with that. You decide to block the entrance to your room with a nightstand. The festival is ending tomorrow and you can't be too careful. Villagers seem to follow your every step here. An old man stops you and invites you into his house. You follow reluctantly, only to be amazed by the number of dusty old sorcery books inside. That is such a Japan sentence. An old man stops you, invites you into his house, and you just follow. That is such a mind-blowing. You would not do that in America. I can teach you a thing or two about magic, he says. Don't worry about payment. I'm sure we'll work it out in the future. It was a complete waste of time. The senile old man was a bore and had nothing interesting to tell you. That's fine. You stand in the middle of the field, frozen in terror. A rip in our reality shows the horrible future of our planet. Seeing the familiar figure looking back at you, you can't help but wonder if it's our world that's just an illusion. Question your sanity? You fall to your knees, dry heaving. Nothing will ever be the same. Oh, that's awful. -100 EXP? We've got -48 EXP. That's awful. Why is it so quiet all of a sudden? Are we just exploring the festival now? Is that blood? Where is everybody? Trail of blood and sickly smelling sludge leads to the outskirts of the village. Somewhere in the dark forest there's an answer waiting for you. In the forest, you hear faint whimpering in the distance. When you find it, you discover a wild dog caught by its hind leg in a bear trap. The dog growls menacingly when you get closer. You free the injured dog. Thankful the animal follows you. Ally. Ooh, we got a dog. Attack dog. +1 extra damage. Woof woof. Attack dog barks knowingly. Aww. Oh, look at him. Sudden storm forces you to find shelter. We already did this one. shape shimmers beneath the surface. With a splashy sound, something emerges from the murky depths. Is this Leech Girl, 16? Easy game. Start to recognize some of the paths and rocks you've seen earlier. Drooping low branches hang over the path, framing it in an almost macabre way. It's almost inspiring. Abandoned factory. This must be the place they took everyone. The sun is slowly rising as you get closer to the abandoned industrial building. Cautiously entering the factory, can't help but notice the forest has become totally silent. You're not the only one trying to stop the ritual and save your friends. Special forces have raided the occult hideout, arresting the suspects. Led outside, the handcuffed cult leader suddenly stops. You are too late, they say in a raspy voice. Our lord is free once more. -2 stamina. Far out fable of the Fear Festival ending B. Later that day, after an interrogation, the detectives let you go free. Festival guests are still missing to this day. You board the old bus, wondering what exactly happened out there. Ritual, the Bing once more. Knowledge is key, +30 experience. There's still hope, -5 doom. Tireless, +1 reason, +1 stamina. And then time passes 1 day. Did the water level suddenly increase, or is our city slowly sinking? Take the key. You're not currently investigating any weird mysteries. Let's watch TV. We already saw that one. Let's look out the keyhole. You don't see anything weird. Can't take a bath. Is this just the lighthouse? This might just be the lighthouse. Ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Do we not have 5 keys? I thought we got, we've got 4 keys, okay. We're missing a 5th mystery somewhere. There we go, okay. You finally made it inside the cursed lighthouse. Your gut is telling you 2 things: that whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be on the highest floor of this place, and that you should run away from this place as far and fast as you can. You're afraid there won't be a way back once you start climbing these stairs. We can rest. And now let's start. Climbing up the winding staircase, you are stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. The rules have changed, kiddo, he says, taking the jacket and mask off. Nothing personal, really. Takashi-san, the ultimate opportunist. Alright, Takashi-san is out. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. Cable that should be powering it is currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered in a weird moist goo. Just inhaling the fumes makes your eyes twitch and water, but to power the gate, you'll need to disconnect the faulty plug. You're surprised at how much effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper cable. With a buzz, the gate opens. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped. Wait a minute. Someone has been taking photos focused on you. Photos include the enemies you fought with. There's something wrong, but you can't precisely say what. It's like the second enemy you fought this run. I don't remember that. Wrong answer. Your head starts to hurt. Is everything just suddenly something you've imagined? The photo suddenly disappears. So does the door. We're at 69%. Nice. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped. It's like the title of the second mystery you investigated. Was found footage? Wrong answer. Thick black cloud is obscuring your vision. You can swear something is waiting for you inside of it. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped by a metal gate. A tiny page nailed to the gate explains that opening the gate will require you to grab 2 metal rods. Using your own body as a natural conductor, you will power up the gate. I don't think that we should do that. I don't want to do that. Grab the rods, electricity flowing through your body and burning the nerve endings. The pain is almost unbearable, but with a buzz, the gate opens. I don't think we should have done that. Dark cloud swirls around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Nope, we're still at 77%. We did it! As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapsed on the floor. Congratulations, you are safe. For now. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You've managed to stop the ritual awakening the Eldritch Old God, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again, until the stars are right once more. Congratulations, you've survived. Level 4, difficulty level Skeptic, equipped Crowbar, backstory World of Horror, summoned Old God Goizo, and Coming Doom. 77%. Chosen timeline A. Playthrough lasted 40 minutes. In this run, you've managed to solve 4 mysteries plaguing this town. You saw 27 new events. You encountered 12 new enemies. You unlocked 5 new achievements. Final log entries. You defeated Takashi-san and continue your investigation. All right. I'm going to count that as a win and call the video there. If you like roguelites, and if you like Junji Ito, and if you like Lovecraftian horror or cosmic horror or anything like that, highly recommend picking up this game and playing through it yourself. As you could see, like, that ending didn't take me very long at all. You can get through it in an hour or 2, and there's just so much replayability with all of the different scenarios and all of the different stories, all the different items. We got like 1 ending for a bunch of stories, but some of those stories have 3 or 4 endings. So yeah, I can't recommend this game enough. I think that it's pretty inexpensive as well. So if you're thinking, this looks really cool, I want to play this, I would highly recommend picking it up. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys like this style of game? Would you like me to find more like retro-inspired games? Do you like horror roguelites? What are your guys' feelings on this style of game? Alright, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for joining me for another night of Strange and Scary Games. I love you. We'll see you in the next video. Good night.